Have you ever wondered why you keep failing in the listening fill in the blanks despite so much of practice? That is because the PTE exam is setting some traps for you and you are straight away falling into those traps and losing the crucial marks in the listening fill in the blanks questions. I earlier showed you some traps that have been set for you in the reading and reading writing fill in the blanks questions, and today I'm going to show you 4 of those traps for the listening fill in the blank and how you can outsmart those traps using our masterclass techniques. Trust me, 95% of the students fall into these traps set by the PT exam. So shuru kare? Watch it till the end. Nahi dekhoge to pachtaoge. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing great. When we do our research and analysis on the patterns of questions that are coming in the exam right now, we discovered some traps that have been set for you in the listening fill in the blanks that you are not aware of. So I'm going to show you some mind-blowing traps set by the PSN exam for the listening fill in the blanks questions. Once you see the full video, you will realize that you have been falling into these traps, you have been making these mistakes, and you have been losing the crucial marks that you deserve. So not only I'm going to show you the traps, but I'm also going to show you some easy ways to tackle those traps and secure a good score in this particular module. So like and subscribe, and if you are looking where we do this analysis on the prediction file questions, on the most repeated question files, you just have to join our YouTube priority member to get access to all those prediction files that we publish monthly. And if you are looking for a full course, do WhatsApp us. We provide you a lot of things under one benefit. Okay, so first things first, we are going to talk about the traps, and this is what you see on the screen. This is the biggest problem for the students. What is the problem here is the singular plural trap. Every second student that I talk to is struggling with this kind of trap. So whether it was an S sound in the end or no S sound, because you can't use any extra word strategies in this particular question. You can't write more than one word. So you have to be very spot on when you are writing about it. Sahi bola na? You can definitely relate to this. Singular and plural traps can still be solved using the technique that I am going to show you now. See, the words that are used along with the words here, okay? Singular and plural can only occur with nouns or it can occur with verbs. The adjectives, adverbs, the other type of words, they don't have a plural form, okay? Only nouns and verbs have. So when you see this type of word is after something, after a blank, is signifies singularity, are signifies plural. Same thing with was in the past tense. Something was, okay, many things were. So that is where the plural will come. So these type of words, when you see in the text, you will know what to do with them. You will know that there is a plural, even though you did not hear it properly. Same thing with has and have. Has is used with the singular and have is used with the plural nouns. Now this versus these are the pronouns that are replacing the nouns, but again the same thing. This is for singular, these is for the plural. So whenever you see this, you have to put something with the S sound, nouns here. Same thing with that and those, okay, that one or those ones. So that's how the singular and plural will differ. The next point is related to verbs. All these what I covered until now were related to the nouns. Now I'm going to focus on the subject verb object concept as well. So the verbs can also have a plural form. As I said to you before, it has to be dependent on the subject. It has to agree with the subject. If you haven't watched one of my grammar videos related to reading, I always talk about this concept. It's useful even in the listening fill in the blanks. Absolutely. If the subject is singular, then the verb will be plural, and if the subject is plural, the verb will be singular. That is the rule, and it is always followed. Universal rule. Okay, there is only an exception for the collective nouns. Collective nouns do not have a plural form, like people, army, police. These are collective nouns. So it is always used as a plural. So in that case, you have to use a singular verb after that. Let's do some examples and see if you are able to get the correct idea or not. Let's hear an audio. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 blanks in this case, all showing the same trap that has given to you in the exam, and these are extracted from the listening fill in the blanks questions coming in this particular month. If you don't believe me, go and check on any website, or if you join our YouTube priority member, you will get access to the latest prediction files, which is the most repeated exam questions. You can see I have copied the text from there. Let's play the audio and see if you are able to crack it or not.
There's this term Dr. Google, which is really frustrating to a lot of physicians because people come in and think, This gives some sense of how deep and difficult it was to construct those chambers. It requires really good planning and a health system across all these different levels. The university subscribes to over 18,000 journals across a variety of subjects.
I heard the audio. I am going to show you the answers very soon. But what do you see over here? A lot of something, a lot of things. This is one of the grammar shortcuts that I have been sharing in my grammar videos. A lot of always requires a plural noun here. Okay, and look at these two. Those from here. Okay, those and these different something. Okay, different is just an adjective which is preceding the noun, so it still needs to comply with the noun. These plural word, those plural word, and the last one over here, this is following the subject verb object pattern that I discussed in the end. The university is singular, so you have to use a plural verb here. So the university dash something with an S, plural word. Okay, now I'm going to show you the answers. Let's see. The first one was physicians. Physicians with an S, those chambers with an S, these different levels with an S, and the university subscribes. If it was the universities, it would have been subscribed. That is the grammar rule, and it always works. So even if the Pearson is setting a lot of traps with you, you're not able to hear the S sound properly, you can still crack that trap by using these concepts. As I told you, just be careful with the collective noun. If it says people, then it will always have the singular verb over here. The people pay taxes. So people is already considered as plural. So you have to use a singular verb over there. Okay, ready for the next one? I am 100% sure, guaranteed बोल रहा हूँ कि you must have seen this particular situation as well in the exam. And these extracts that I am showing you are picked up from the exam questions. So these patterns, what we have identified it and made it easier for you, are all exam questions. So I'm not building the questions out of my own. The second trap is the tense trap. What is the tense trap is, you will be given some words, and then again, because it is said in a speedy manner, in a fast manner, you are not able to understand the word, whether it was present tense form or whether it was a past tense form. That is the second trap that the Pearson is testing, and again, grammar is there to help you. Always grammar will be your best friend in the Pearson exam. I have been telling you this for the reading module, and now you can see the advantages in the listening module as well. For example, if I say I am very tense these days, I have spoken it very, very fast and tensed, very, very slight sound. Sometimes it's literally impossible to hear that d sound or t sound, which is for the past tense verbs. Okay, so let's see the patterns that can help you to identify whether it was a past tense verb, verb 2, verb 3, whatever it is it that? So if you see a blank and after that, if you see something is done by someone, so this is a hint to you that shows that the sentence is written in a passive voice. Passive voice will always have verb 3 there. Okay, Tom plays football. Football is being played by Tom. Played, verb 3. So always verb 3 will come here. That is your clue. I have seen numerous questions following this pattern. So be careful. Once you see something, controlled, played, it will always be past tense, verb 3 form. The next one is grammar consistency. What is grammar consistency? Is that if a verb has been used in simple present tense form and there are more verbs in the same phrase, then it will continue to use the same grammar form, same tense form. It's not going to change. So you can't say I went and do something. I went and did something. So both has to be in the same grammar consistent form, which is the past tense in this particular example. That's how you beat the trap, which is set for tenses. We'll see the example shortly. Few more to cover. Was, can, could be. Was done or was ing can also be there. But if you see, ing sounds will be clearly audible to you. But verb 3 may not be audible to you. Can be, could be, done. Again, verb 3. So these kind of words will always have verb 3 over here. What about has, have, and had? Again, verb 3. These grammar shortcuts are also seen in my reading videos because it is also helpful in the reading fill in the blanks question, but absolutely helpful in the listening fill in the blanks as well. No one would have guessed that the grammar is also helpful to you in the listening fill in the blanks, and this is how you beat the second trap set to you by the Pearson exam. Let's listen to the audio and see if you can follow my words.
Memory is important because memory frees our behavior from being controlled by the present stimulus environment. Lomborg was attacked, abused, and accused of all manner of things. The new gel can be sprayed on bananas to slow the ripening process by up to 12 days. This has hampered policy development and research bias.
It's over. Now what did we hear? The first one, I told you the grammar pattern. Dash by. It is written in passive voice. Memory is important because memory frees our behavior from being controlled by present stimulus environment. Whatever the word was, control or controlled. Don't ever get confused. It is always past tense, verb 3. Lomborg was attacked, abused, and this one is related to the grammar consistency I was talking about. Attacked in past tense, abused in past tense. So the third word, whatever it was, accused in this case, has to be in the past tense. Same grammar form. This is what grammar consistency is. So even if you heard accuse, you have to rely on the grammar to help you. That will fetch you one correct point and you will get better scores. The third one, the new gel can be, what I said, is again expected, verb 3 here, can be sprayed on bananas. Okay, and the next one and the last one in this case, has, have, had, again verb 3 is required. Hampered, not hamper. Has hampered policy development and research bias. It may sound like that when it is spoken in a fast manner, but if you rely on the grammar, you can avoid this trap and you can get a better score. Okay, stop jumping on your seats. We still have 2 more to cover. Okay, the third trap is even more interesting. Very complex sometimes. For that, let's see the answers. What I told you about: controlled, accused, sprayed, hampered. So even if you are confused about what you heard, you have to rely on the grammar. The next one is the biggest trap that the Pearson exam is setting for you in the listening fill in the blanks module. Again, as I said, don't jump right now. Stay calm. Let's watch it. Abhi bhi time hai. Improve kar lo. Follow these techniques to avoid those kind of traps and you will definitely see improvements in your exam scores. Because listening fill in the blanks is very important for your listening as well as for your writing module. So don't take it lightly. Okay, time for the biggest trap, what I was talking to you about, when sometimes they give you some words which are very similar sounding. These are called as homophones. Different spellings but sound is same. You can see I have just googled and found so many words that are having same sound. For example, loan, giving a loan by a bank, or loan means lonely, you're alone. Same sound but different spellings. There are many more. You can see here dew like the dew drops you see outside in winter, or due to this reason, because of this, due to this. Same sound but different spellings, DEW and GUE. These are called as homophones, and when you encounter this kind of question in the exam, is there anything that can help you? Absolutely. You can still get the idea and you can still get the correct point if you understand how to conquer this trap. If you understand how to beat this trap, how to conquer this trap. Okay, let's see. So in this case, you have to rely on the context, okay? If you are in this situation when you hear the same sound but you don't know which particular word you have to use, you have to rely on the context, the power of context. What is the sentence trying to say here, okay? Now, normally for listening fill in the blanks questions and listening highlight incorrect words, you don't need to understand what is said in the audio because you don't need to answer any question. But in this type of situation, understanding only that particular sentence or even that particular phrase is going to save your life. For that question, it will definitely give you a boost to get you the correct answers. Let's see some demonstration, what I mean. I'll play the sound to you, I'll play the audio to you. You have to get the correct answers depending on the context, what it is trying to say here.
One seminal difference in policy remains that the coalition has not matched what is Labour's most important innovation promise. The driver was fined for violating the traffic rules. If you don't read this text aloud, then you will not be allowed in the next class.
See, very tricky questions. What is it saying? The first one, collision like an collision or coalition of government, like when you form coalition partnership. See the context. One seminal difference in policy remains that the coalition has not matched what is Labour's most important innovation promise. Now Labour's is hinting toward the political parties, Labour Party, Conservationist Party, whatever party is there. Okay, I'm not into politics too much, but you get the idea. So what will be the spelling? C-O-A-L-I-T-I-O-N. I'll show you the answer shortly. Coalition. Very similar sound to collision. but you have to understand the context to solve it. What about this one? The driver was fined for violating the traffic rules. Fined. Are we trying to find something, search for something, or is it related to the fine, related to money? Fined for doing wrong things. F-I-N-E-D, that is your answer. Again, the context will tell you which particular word to use. And the third one is really confusing. If you don't read this text aloud, then you will not be allowed in the class. Same sound. Reading aloud or not getting allowed in the class. Two spellings over there. So that's where context is going to help you. See, these are the answer. Coalition, or it can sound like coalition. Fined, not finding something, but fined for doing the mistake. And this one is reading it aloud, and this one is permission, whether you are allowed in the class or not. So that is the third trap, and this is the most tricky one. But yes, grammar and context has been able to conquer all these three traps until now. And now we will move on to the last one and how to fix that as well. So listening fill in the blanks, सुन के flower समझे क्या? Fire है fire. So, but fire can be conquered definitely with the help of the techniques that I am showing you. One more hurdle remaining. Be calm, because if you totally master all these four traps, then no one can stop you from getting a very guaranteed score in this particular module, listening fill in the blanks, which can boost your writing as well as your listening scores. Absolutely. So very, very important module for your exam. The last one is the spelling trap. The spelling trap is mainly because of you, because you don't know the spellings. First of all, you are not working hard to correct or understand how the spelling works. So I have been making an effort from last many months. I have been sharing you the most repeated spellings in this particular month or previous particular month for the listening fill in the blanks, as well as sometimes for write from dictation as well. So I show you the repeated spellings, and those words are getting repeated. You can go to any website. If you have been doing it from the last couple of months, you will see same questions are staying for a couple of months. Or even if sometimes the question changes, but the words remain the same, or word is changed to a different form, like high, higher, highlight. Okay, you have to understand how to break the word. Okay, adverse, adversely. So verbs, adverbs, adjectives, it can be changed to any form. Many words can do that, but sometimes there are complex spellings as well. Again, it is important to watch those videos. The playlist is available on our channel for free. Go and do it for all the last couple of months, 6 months or beyond. Master all those spellings, and I always share you not just the spellings, but the way to break it down into syllables and then conquer the sound, understand the sound and make the whole spelling out of it. So even if you get the basics right, on top of it, I also give you some spelling tricks, how the rules work in the English language, how to pluralize, how to singularize each of the word, how they change. Those tricks are also discussed with you. And some of the longer spellings. Now this particular one is a little more unseen in the exam. They don't give you very longer spellings and ask you to spell that for them. So they're not making it too complex for you. Simple words. Okay, but still crackable. But again, you have to work on your spellings. Okay, if you don't fix your spellings, then in the end, no one can help you. None of the traps and the techniques that I shared with you will not start working unless at least you know the spelling of the words. So even if you are able to guess whether it's a plural sound, whether it's a past tense, whether it's a homophone, whatever, if you don't know the spelling, then nothing is going to work. So this is the biggest trap. And this trap has not been set by the PT exam, but this has happened to you. Okay, there's still time, you can improve. If you have not been from an English background, we can totally understand what the pain you are suffering with. But I am showing you the ways how you have to conquer this particular hurdle in the exam, and it will give you wonders. Not only for this particular module, spellings will help you in every writing module, every writing question. So now you know what kind of traps the Pearson exam is setting for you in the listening fill in the blanks. Previously, I also shared with you a lot of tips and a lot of traps that the Pearson exam has been setting for you in the reading, writing, fill in the blanks questions. If you haven't seen that particular video, go and watch it now. In the meantime, if you are still thinking how to get access to the prediction file, just join our YouTube Priority member and you will get access to the prediction files, the latest exam, most repeated questions. Includes all the modules for PT Core and Academic. And in the end, if you are looking for paid assistance, do WhatsApp us. We'll provide you coaching, we'll provide you app access, templates, study plans, everything included. Keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT topics. See you soon.